Welcome to the I Create Daily podcast. I'm LeAura Alderson.
And I'm Devani Alderson. We're your co-hosts on this journey of creativity and productivity.
I Create Daily is for artists in every genre of creating, from musicians to writers, crafters to inventors, bloggers to entrepreneurs. I Create Daily is a movement for creators serious about your art.
If you're into creating anything, this podcast is definitely for you. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
Hi, welcome to the I Create Daily podcast, a movement for creators serious about their art. I'm LeAura.
And I'm Devani, and this is a coffee break episode in which we drink coffee and talk, and you guys listen. Anyway, so with the coffee break episodes, we read a quote and we kind of riff on the quote, and so I'll just dive into the quote. So, take the bull by the horns, the dragon by the tail, and challenge your resistance to align with your mission rather than sabotage it.
Yeah, so what does that mean to you? We would love to hear. So please do send us your comments. You can email us at creators@icreatedaily.com. But meanwhile, some thoughts that we have on this quote. So really, it comes down to, I think it was inspired perhaps originally by Steven Pressfield, who is the author of a number of wonderful books, including The War of Art,
yes.
And also Do the Work. They are some of our guiding manuscripts, the things that we listen to or read at least annually, pretty much, to help us stay focused on not making excuses, on getting work done and bringing our art into the world. So to me, that's what it's recognizing that there are always going to be things in our way, and rather than let those sabotage our progress and derail our goals in our life, that we really need to, again, take the bull by the horns and get it out of the way and move on.
And we were talking a little bit before this as we were kind of planning our episodes out, and it's cool that we get to do this together because LeAura is a very grab the bull by the horns kind of person, attack the dragon kind of person, like charge into the battlefield kind of person. Like, she was like born ready for that type of stuff. And I'm very much I noticed you sharpened your horns this morning, so I think I'm gonna stay away person, which is interesting because you get to hear both perspectives.
Yeah.
And if you're not the type of person who has like been that person who just like rushes in, charges in, ready, fire, aim, if that's not your vibe, then it can be a challenge.
Definitely.
And so for me, that quote really is not really about like go attack mode, but it is about like own yourself, step into who you are and who you're becoming, and own it completely. And even if it's scary, even if you're gonna stumble, even if you're not gonna get the first iteration right, kind of like me rambling about this iteration of what I think it means, but it's really about just being the person that you need to be to get the stuff done and to do it full on. So don't like half-ass it. Don't like kind of try and do it. It's like the Yoda quote, like the do or don't.
Yes.
There's no try.
Yeah.
But it's about looking at yourself and committing.
Yeah, and in particular, and we talked about this in the last coffee break, but it's such an important topic for all of us. And that is, don't let the things get in your way of doing the work in the world that you're meant to do, that you want to do, that you feel in your soul is something that you want to do more of. So there are always going to be obstacles. There are always going to be reasons not to do. There are always going to be things that pull against us. That is the gravity of entropy, basically. That is what is like, we're designed to create and excel by pushing against that gravity, because that's what makes us stronger. And that's how the strong survive kind of thing in nature. And it's like the sprout pushing through the soil in spring. It's the strong ones pushing their head through that dirt to become a little sproutling, those are the ones that grow to be stronger, or the butterfly beating against the cocoon that is able to escape, that is also then able to fly. So it's really about challenging. So one of the things that, even if you're not, like Devani said, a take the bull by the horns, a dragon by the tail kind of person, and you're not a charge into it or charge into your day kind of thing. Like, I tend to hit the floor running.
And by running, she means running. Like, I'll come, so I stay upstairs, and so I'll come downstairs, and I enjoy the process of waking up slowly, relaxedly, and getting started with the day, making my coffee, like figuring my head out, getting all that sorted. Very zen. Very zen. And this one likes waking up with the podcast. She'll listen to like 3 or 4 episodes of podcasts
while I'm getting ready.
While she's getting ready, and then
on 1.5 to 2 times speed. So
yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
And so then by the time Devani comes down, and her commute from upstairs to our office area, it's like I am so fired up and ready to go. That's like, I hit her with a ton of bricks kind
She's
of.
She's like, I have a million ideas, and like, so this is what we need to do with the brand today, and these are the ideas, and how quick can you do a landing page? And I'm just like, okay, slow down. I'm still on yesterday's to-do list, by the way.
So yeah, but the kind of thing. So back to the quote though, and the serious side of the concept is that if we're resisting something, then that's a clue for us to look at what it is we're resisting, and ask that question: why am I resisting this? Because oftentimes, and again, we mentioned this quote last time from Tony Robbins, and that is that our greatest growth lies on the other side of our comfort zone. Typically, we tend to resist things because we haven't done them before, because it seems hard. We like to think of excuses and reasons for not doing it. But really, if we just take pause and ask ourselves, why am I so resistant to this? Oftentimes, we come up with perhaps a little bit closer to the truth, and really it's some of those excuses or programming or fears that have gotten in the way of our really doing the thing.
And as somebody who's definitely battled with resistance and still battles with resistance almost daily, pretty regularly, I can say that it's definitely empowering when you start taking charge. And it can just be a simple thing of, I got one thing done today that brings me closer to whatever I'm trying to accomplish. And so it could be, I drafted a blog post today, and that is one step closer to creating more content for my brand. Whatever it is for you, just those small wins that help you take charge, definitely an empowering thing to do.
Yeah. And I mean, so okay, so I'm going to take the bull by the horns kind of person. However, there are things that I definitely have to push against. So for instance, Devani and I tend to keep each other active by reminding each other that, hey, we've been sitting for 6 hours straight, and now we definitely need to go walk the dogs. We need to bike up the hills, and get some energy going. And I could just keep working all night, until I just couldn't stay awake any longer. And so I do sometimes need to be dragged away and get going. And so she pushes me to do that. And getting into biking and biking up the hills is really hard. Even though I really love being healthy and fit, it's not like my favorite thing to do at the time in the moment. And so I think I have to push through my resistance, and basically put that resistance into doing the hard thing.
If you're watching the YouTube video, you should meet one of our personal trainers.
Yeah. Yes.
My little 7 pounds of fluff, Caspian. He's a Maltese.
Yeah.
And this one is amazing how if we're sitting too long, he does not let us get away with it too much. So, if a dog is in your budget, I highly recommend it.
A dog or a friend, so that, again, and like we talked about in the last coffee break, it's like associate with people who push you to do more of the work that you really end up wanting to do. And one of the ways you can identify that is, who is it that you admire, and who is it that you would like to be in the world? Who is it that if you became more of that person, you would be proud and feel good about yourself? And what, if you get to the end of your life, if you don't do it, will you regret? So there are a lot of ways to look at that and evaluate kind of that concept, so that, the longer we make excuses, the more we become them.
Absolutely.
So we need to push through the resistances and turn our back on those excuses and align with our mission and not sabotage it with excuses and taking the easier, lower road, essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the main message for today. And know that for anyone and any of us, including anything that you've ever done, where you pushed yourself even when you didn't want to do things that were harder, that were more important, you've never regretted it. So we never regret accomplishing more in life. We only regret not becoming more of the person that we want to be in the world. So don't live with regrets. Live with success of being more of who you're really here to be. And we wish you luck with that.
We'd love to hear your comments and your thoughts. Definitely share with us the things you've recently accomplished. It doesn't matter how small or big they are. We'd love to hear what you guys are up to as well. Yeah,
and definitely. So along those lines, if you, I don't know exactly when you're going to be listening to this, but if it is in, say, this is December 1st of 2017 when we're filming this, and we are going to be launching the next creators challenge, and that is a 90-day creators goals challenge, where it is that who creators serious about their art have a chance to really buckle down and get your goals done in a community of others who are doing the same kind of thing. It doesn't matter what you're creating. Anyone who's interested in bringing their creative endeavor into the world and doing more of it and creating daily toward building your dream, your business, whatever it is that's on your goals list, we would love to have you join us. And the next one starts January 1st, 2018. So, and if you're listening to this after that, then just still go to the icreatedaily.com and click on the option, the Creators Challenge, and you can sign up for the waiting list for the next one if the current one is closed.
Alrighty, guys. Have an awesome day.
Bye. Thanks so much for joining us for the I Create Daily podcast. Please let us know what creatives you would like us to interview and what topics you would be interested in hearing more about.
And if you enjoyed this show, please leave a review on iTunes. We value your feedback. We read all the reviews, and it just helps us get the word out on the I Create Daily podcast. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.